สวัสดีค่ะ
Welcome to MCU This Week. This is a program where we can meet together every week and we can discuss more about the news. And I, Assistant Professor Dr. Sanu Mathanadun,
Yes and I'm Dr. Nanapang Phophaijit.
we will report news about the Mahajulalankon Rajavithyalaya University. It is the general news within the MCU and the news about the Sangha communities, education, and together with the special talks with the MCU's personals, including administrators and students.
Yes, right. And today we would like to present at least 2 news today. And the first news will be about the proper act of respect observed by the junior monks to the senior monks at the beginning of the festival of the Buddhist Lent. And the second news for today is the closing ceremony and the certificate conferring ceremony for the training projects for overseas DHAMMADUTA Bhikkhus class of 2020. And these 2 good news will be presented to you today.
And before the first news to be reported, I would like to talk about the recent situation of our university. As everybody knows that Mahajulalankon Rajavithyalaya University, we presently have more than 10,000 of students worldwide nature. And inside the big number of this, we have up to 2,000 international students who will study with this semester, both for the offline and the online under the new normal of education.
Right.
And the first news for today is about the tradition of Thai Sangha. At the beginning of Buddhist Lent from the 6th day of July 2020, Thai Buddhist monks entered the Buddhist Lent, in which Buddhist monks have to stay at any monastery for 3 months during the rainy season, except with the necessary task, so he can go to spend the night elsewhere. So Buddhist Lent in the rainy season in the Buddha's rule since the Buddha's era. And one tradition that is beautiful in the Thai Sangha is a proper act of respect we call Samitikam between Buddhist monks. It means that junior Buddhist monks have to travel to conduct a proper act of respect to senior Buddhist monks. And for example, administrators of Mahajulalankon Rajavithyalaya University led by Professor Dr. Racha Parayatkavi, our rector, having taken administrators to conduct a proper act or Samitikam of respect to senior Buddhist monks, that including Supreme Patriarch or Mahasangharaja, members of Sangha Supreme Council, and respected senior monks in the Thai Sangha.
Okay, what is the proper act of respect? It means homage, humility between juniors and seniors, between teachers and students, which is considered a good cultural tradition of Thai society. In Buddhist Lent, Thai Buddhists trend to offer robes for rains, a set of yellow robe, along with offerings dedicated to the monks.
And for example, Thai Prime Minister General Prayut Chan-o-cha and his team to pay homage to Supreme Patriarch as the Thai Sangha leaders. As for other seniors Buddhist monks, he assigned the vice president to do instead of him in the name of Thai government. And this is Thai culture which has been inherited for hundreds of years, so that it becomes an important part of our country and Thai Sangha itself.
Yes, and one more news. On the 1st of July 2020 at 2 p.m., His Holiness สมเด็จพระอริยวงศาคตยาน Supreme Patriarch graciously dedicated สมเด็จพระมหาธีราจารย์ President of Office of Overseas DHAMMADUTA Bhikkhus direction to preside over the closing ceremony of the training project for overseas DHAMMADUTA Bhikkhus, the class of 2020, and conferred certificate on 110 DHAMMADUTA Bhikkhus who passed the training project with Professor Dr. Parat Parayatkavi. The rector gave a report. พระโสพล วชิราพร Vice Rector for Foreign Affairs call upon the names of DHAMMADUTA Bhikkhus to be conferred certificate, and hearing numbers of Sangha Supreme Council's senior Buddhist monks, Mr. Jiravit Niyomdam, Vice Director General of the National Office of Buddhism, MCU administrators, lecturers, staff, and general people participated at the 48th birthday anniversary of the Crown Prince Mahawachiralongkorn Conference Hall, Mahachulalongkorn Rajvidyalaya University, Wang Noi District, Ayutthaya Province.
Mahachulalongkorn Rajvidyalaya University established the DHAMMADUTA College in the year 2013 with the important mission of educational management for producing Dhamma Bhikkhus, training overseas DHAMMADUTA Bhikkhus, promoting research works to develop forms and methods to disseminate Buddhism both domestically and internationally. Most people may not know that there is a DHAMMADUTA College within Mahachulalongkorn Rajvidyalaya University. This college plays a vital role to train and develop overseas DHAMMADUTA Bhikkhus to disseminate Buddhism around the world, who will have to travel to stay in various monasteries in Europe, the United States of America, Oceania countries, Indo, Nepal, and other Asian countries in which there are almost 1,000 monasteries, both of Mahanikaya and Dhammayuttika Nikaya.
DHAMMADUTA College and Foreign Affairs Division under the supervision of Phra Sopon Vachiraporn, Vice Rector for Foreign Affairs, had organized the training project for overseas DHAMMADUTA Bhikkhu class of 26-2020 during the 27th of February to the 26th of May 2020, with only 110 trainees passed of the course of the training who will have to go to overseas for the disseminations of Buddhism worldwide.
The organization of Overseas DHAMMADUTA Bhikkhus training project is a strongly mixed course between theory and practice, which must integrate the academic and practical contents of the program, training of public utilities, practice and study on the Buddhist landscape, practicing the utmost insight meditation for 30 consecutive days, practice English language skills for the dissemination of Buddhism, and learning about the culture of the country to be DHAMMADUTA Bhikkhu. Being overseas DHAMMADUTA Bhikkhus is so hard because the course contains both theory and practice combined together with time restriction in order to let the audience know the problems, obstacles, and difficulties of being overseas DHAMMADUTA Bhikkhus in detail. And next, we would like to lead the audience to a talk. The next break, we will have a talk with a special person who's come from not anywhere but our student.
Yes.
They are international students who've been studying for years
Yes.
within our university.
Yes. And both of them are very special guests for us today. And we are going to interview them for some information about their study and where they're from, and about their
culture or their living. It may be the very basic things for them to living, because study in Mahachulalongkorn Rajvidyalaya University, especially for those English and international program, they are not only to study in Thai, because it's indefinitely they cannot study the Buddhism from through the Thai language, but it will be the English language that includes the surrounding atmosphere of the multicultural study. So next break, we're going to interview with them in deep. What about the problems, or what about the day, the way that they face
and
like
adapt themselves to the campus. Yes, I see you. We will see you the next break. Welcome to MCU This Week program in English, which is our new program to MCU TV broadcast television, มหาจุฬาลงกรณราชวิทยาลัย University.
It's me, Assistant Professor Dr. Sanu Mahathanadun.
And I'm Dr. Nat Napang Phopaichit.
We will report news in English relating to Thai monk education and general educational news, together with discussion with MCU administrators and lecturers.
We will see you soon.
We will see you soon. We are being with our special guests that they are nowhere. They are no one but our students. They are international students who have been studied with มหาจุฬาลงกรณราชวิทยาลัย for years. So let me first introduce to Venerable Punsuk Dorji Lama,
Yes.
who's come from Nepal.
Yes.
And next, Venerable Tenzin Dorji from Tibet. สวัสดีครับนะครับ
สวัสดีครับ
So, well, we have a lot of questions to ask and to share with you. But the first question maybe goes to we would like to know before you decided to study here, where you come from and why you select MCU. Okay, let's
Start with
hear
me.
from you first.
Yes. First of all, as kind gratitude to all the MCU staff and especially for MCU TV to invite us for sharing our
Okay,
experience.
my pleasure.
Yeah, very pleasure.
Okay.
So I am Punsuk Dorji Lama. I was born in Nepal, but I was raised in India, and I studied in India from junior high school primary level to BA. So I have a BA degree
I
from
see.
India.
Okay, it's quite complicated. You originally was born from Nepal, and then you moved, and then you were raised in India.
But yeah, it seems complicated, but from my eyes, it's very good because of diverse of the nationality, culture, and traditions. That's why I can speak both languages like a
see.
native fluent.
I see. Can you tell us about the experiences that you gained from India? Yeah,
Yeah, India
where
is
you
like
were raised.
I raised in a refugee camp, so it's
Refugee
like,
camp?
Yeah. So it's like a Tibetan refugee camp. It's totally like a small Tibet in India. It's called BHIKKHUS, the settlement. When His Holiness Dalai Lama moved from Tibet, then they just allowed him to just settle one big camp. So it is like a world biggest Tibetan refugee camp
Oh, I see.
in India.
I see. Okay, so now we already wonder what's
Yeah.
happened to the other one.
Yeah, so
may I ask the
please-
same question?
Yeah, please tell us a little bit about background before come to study at MCU.
Okay. First, I want to say same thank you for all Ajahn and the MCU TV. It's my pleasure to come here and share with something in MCU TV. So before I came to Thailand, I was born in Tibet, and then in 1995 I came to India through Nepal.
Okay.
Like same
The same place.
Yeah, same
as
place.
Venerable Punsuk.
Same place, but we are not same monastery. From my monastery to his monastery, maybe it's 3 to 4 kilometers.
Oh, I see.
So yeah, it's very near, but that there's two big monasteries there. So
You said 3 or 4 kilometers
Yes.
is quite near. Maybe
Yeah.
you cannot talk this to the Thais, right?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
we will think that it's so far.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But for
Okay.
us, it's very near.
Yeah, actually for us it's quite near. So actually we can see from my monastery, we can see his monastery,
Oh,
like
I
a
see.
roof of temple. You can see.
And you visited his monastery a lot?
Yeah, many times from my monastery, many monk during the holiday. Actually in my monastery, the Tuesday is holiday. So not Sunday, Tuesday holiday. So we used to go to the monastery just like working and some kind of pilgrimage.
I see.
Yeah, it's like in their monastery, his monastery, the Namduli monastery is very beautiful. All the environment is also very beautiful. It's like this is also one of the tourist center also.
Oh.
So many tourists also coming there, and also we also used to go there, and from their monastery also used to come in our monastery. It's like
So if the graduation ceremony, some special teachings from His Holiness Dalai Lama happens in my temple or either his temple, we used to just help each other
Yeah.
and share the student affairs. Same thing happens in our monasteries.
I see. So, well, it's quite interesting But I wonder when the time that you decided, that you first decided to explore and to travel to another countries in order to study more on the Buddhism.
Yes.
Why you choose Mahajulalamkon Rajavitiyalaya University? Because as we all know that the Buddhist method, when we talk about the Buddhism, it's not only Thai that the Buddhism is spread wide. So it must be some good reason for you to choose specifically, to fly yourself over to Thai and to make a new study, to make a new friends, to make the new life with MCU. Why?
Yeah.
Start from you first.
Yeah.
Okay, first I was just studying in my monastic life, and our studies is quite traditional one. We don't have academic studies, so we have oral transmissions with what used to be at a Buddha time. So we don't have a blackboard or whiteboard, or we don't have a computers for presentations.
I see.
So this teacher will sit like a Buddha, and we will just sit like 5 disciples, and then
I see.
just listen.
So more like orally.
Yeah, more orally,
I see.
and no, we don't have to just do a presentation, but we have to go through the examinations to just qualified for the next level.
I see.
That's why I was quite interested to just involved in academic studies, more traditional, because in my view, I already get some of the knowledge from my tradition. So why shouldn't I explore these 21st century academic studies? So I start researching for the best universities, Buddhist studies.
Yeah.
And I got to know that first one in Japan, and second one is Mahajulalamkon University.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Who recommended you?
Yeah, in Google we can find it.
Is it
Oh,
Google?
I see.
So the best Buddhist, actually the best Buddhist universities.
Yeah, you search that best Buddhist
Yeah,
university.
so it's appeared, and my cousin brother also studied here. So I asked him about this, so got to know about this and I choose Mahajulalamkon because it's a Buddhist, more for easy for monks. I got another university in UK and US also.
Yeah.
But being a monk, I thought that Thailand will be the best because Thai already is a environment, everything is
Yeah.
Why not Japan? Because you said that the first rank of the world in Buddhism, right?
Yeah.
It's Japan. Why did
because
you choose
Thai, from childhood, I have just seen many programs offerings and the respect to the monk. The people respect to the monk, and I thought that okay, I will just be more comfortable to stay in
I
Thailand
see.
than Japan.
I see. You are saying that one of the factor that you decided where to go is the tradition.
Yeah, because of the tradition. Because
you come
even it's
here.
a Theravada or
Right.
Vajrayana, but we are Buddhist.
I
So I
see.
thought that to me to survive and live comfortably will be Thailand.
So
Yeah.
it's not only to go study abroad, but it's about the environment that I
Yes.
have said already,
Yes.
right? So yeah, we're so proud for you to
Yeah.
choose us. You know,
Right.
it's mean that Thai environment and culture and traditions must impress somehow by you.
Yes.
Yeah. So you impressed with the Thai hospitality.
Yes.
Thai people respect the monks a lot.
Yes.
You agree? You agree on those facts that Thai people, we have the hospitalities, we have
Yes, of course.
helpful.
Actually, it's true. We can see that Thai people, when we come here at the beginning, the respect for monk is like some kind of, actually it's not in our out of expectation. They respect so much for the monk. When we come here, it's like some kind of
The
surprise
first,
thing.
my expectations come true when I enter in the airport, because we don't have to be in queue in the airport.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
So
okay.
that was oh wow, I
It's
choose
like
the
a
correct
fast
one.
service for you.
Yeah,
That's like
because
some
they
kind
have
of VIP.
a priority.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I really cannot get you. What is the good point of not being in the queue? you mean they have arranged
Yeah, some kind of
the
priority.
Priority for
They
monks.
prioritize monk as a high priority,
Yeah, like
right?
of some kind of
Oh,
VIP.
good. Okay. Good. So how about you?
So actually, for me, it's
Why
like
do you
some.
choose MCU?
Yeah, it's a long story. Actually, in a monastery, same, but like some traditional way of learning. And also in my monastery, we have science. We're also learning science, and also like English and also Chinese language and all these thing language also there. But I also finished BA in my monastery. Then there's some kind of program, to collaboration or exchange program between the Thai and Tibetan, which is organized by the His Holiness Office, Dalai Lama Office, and from the Thai, Ajahn Wo and the Udi, their group, they organized
I beg your pardon, who?
Ajahn Wo Vajramiti
Wo Vacharamiti.
and Udi.
Yeah.
You know Woody?
Woody.
Yeah.
Woody.
Yeah.
เกิดมาคุย
Yeah.
Okay, want to talk.
Yeah. Actually, yeah. Their group, I think that like a two group collaboration between the Tibetan tradition and Thai tradition, exchange like a collaboration or exchange program. So for that reason, I came here Thailand in 2018, two times.
2018.
Okay.
Yeah,
2 years ago.
yeah. I came here 2 times, like 2 months I stay in Thailand. Then I went back to India, and again I have to come here to because of that a program, the exchange program. So I need to join some university, because if I join university, I can learn more Theravada tradition, because it's like collaboration. So 2 Thai monks went to India, and they'll also stay in India almost 4 months to study Tibetan tradition. So I came here. So I just before I just stay here 2 months, I can learn Thai language a little bit, and also I can learn the Thai tradition and Theravada tradition. But if I join some kind of university, it's more better I can learn more deeper. So then it's like some kind of coincidence. One of my Thai friends, he came MCU. I think he applied some job here, so I just came with him here and at MCU. And that time I seen the IBSC building. Then I just asked him international. So he said, you can join here also if you want to come here. So through this way, I get the information from here. Then later, I have to come back again. So then I asked, and I want to join here. So then from the Ajahn Wo, they support to me, and then I just join here.
Yes, so you are recommended by your friend.
Yeah, it's like through my friend, I get know this information.
Yeah.
The IBSC and all this. Then this is also good for me, because in IBSC is some kind of stage or platform that all the Buddhist tradition we can exchange.
Yeah.
You know, the one aim for me also is that we all are Buddhist, like Mahayana, Theravada, Vajrayana. We all are Buddhist, but relationship between or gap between Mahayana, Vajrayana, Theravada is like quite long distance.
Yeah.
So because so compared to the other religion like a Muslim or Christian, and compared to Theravada, Buddhist inside Buddhist, so it's like some kind of, we feel something, this long gap. So the IBSC, they make this kind of stage. In MCU, they made this kind of stage where all the tradition can learn together, we can exchange, collaborate between, and then we can understand
The
each
different
other's
traditions.
different
as well.
tradition. That's also some kind of impact for me. Then I just joined here. This is a very good platform.
Yeah. So what program are you currently studying at the moment?
Yeah,
I
right.
guess a lot of people who are listening to us
and
Yeah.
also
Curious now.
give us reasons why you choose that program.
Actually, for me, right now, I'm studying in the Buddhist. So because I want to know more about the Theravada tradition.
Buddhist
Actually,
studies,
yeah,
you
Buddhist studies. Yeah, actually, my background, I learned BA till like a Mahayana tradition, Vajrayana tradition. I already studied BA, but I want to know more about the Theravada tradition. Then so right now the faculty Buddhist.
Okay. BA where?
I just
Where
studied BA in the India.
In the
Yeah.
India. How about your MA, Master of Arts study?
Yeah,
Here.
yeah, I'm just doing here.
And can you more specific that
Yeah.
what faculty that you are studying?
Yeah, here I'm the international Buddhist study. I'm just
Oh,
Have you heard?
It's where I graduated from.
I'm not sure if you know that. You are a female MC. She graduated. Very fresh from
IBSC.
Oh, that's great.
Uh,
Congratulations.
Some people may not know IBSC. What it is and what it stand for. IBSC stands for International Buddhist Studies
Studies
College.
Yes.
And this IBSC for short provided only international program.
Yes.
Unlike the other faculties.
Yeah, that's a really very
available
great.
in MCU.
Yes, that's a very
How
great
about you?
faculty.
Yeah. Are you
I'm
from the same place?
Yeah, actually, like our temple is quite near, so I have just I'm holding a BA degree from Mcu This Institute. It's under the monastery of Nam Rolling Monastery. As he has just mentioned, it is a very beautiful
Can
temple.
you just come again slowly?
Nam Rolling Monastery.
University.
So
What program did you study?
I studies Buddhist philosophy.
Buddhist
Yeah,
philosophy.
Yes.
so it actually is like a program is like a Buddhist philosophy, but in our monastery, not only philosophy, it's related with the ancient science, Buddhist science, with Tripitaka studies, and all through Tibetan. So I would like to explore in English. That's why, and I would like to explore, as Venerable Tenzin has mentioned, I was also interested in Theravada traditions also. Because being a Buddhist, we are being afar because of lack of our maybe languages and maybe traditions, and even we are being a same son and daughter of the Buddha. But we are very far. We don't know each other well, and we are just arguing that, okay, I am the best tradition, he is the best tradition, so he had this, like that.
No one is best.
Yeah, but as no one is best.
Right.
But IBSC and MCU has tried a very good
So-
example, set
Yeah.
of the very good example that combine all tradition in one
Yeah.
roof, provide a platform, and now we are just like when we are in classroom, we learn about the Theravada, Vajrayana, and Mahayana, but
Yes.
outside the class also. Now we are learning each other and being so close now.
to being close to another tradition.
Yeah,
So
traditions,
you
yeah.
share a lot of knowledge.
Yes,
true.
so I'm also enrolled in IBSC, and IBSC have many faculties in English program like peace studies and mindfulness
studies,
and
yeah.
Buddhist studies. But I'm
Certificate in
enrolled in
mindfulness.
Yeah.
Master is only certificate.
So I'm also in Buddhist
I
studies.
see. So both of you are now staying, being studied at IBSC.
Yes.
Right. Good.
And how do you travel to MCU, or you stay here at the dormitory? Can you share with us, please?
Yeah, we both stay here in the dormitory, and international dormitory
International
available
dormitory.
here. Yep. So we are
Actually, for me, at the beginning, I just stay in Bangkok. Actually, through the Ajahn Walk, I stay in one monastery, Wat Suwanaram. I just stayed there at the
Wat
beginning.
Suwanaram.
Yeah, Wat Suwanaram in the Bangkok Noi.
Yes.
Bangkok now.
Yeah, I just stayed there almost 1 week,
One
and then I just travel by bus, the MCU bus. But for me, it's quite difficult because I have to spend, when I come back, 1.5 hours, and going back 1.5 hours. So it's like I'm just wasting my lots of time.
It's going to be to exhaust.
Yeah, exhaust.
Try so
So then I just try to get room in the IBSC dormitory. I mean the MCU dormitory. So I got a room there. So it's more comfortable here.
So what do you think about our accommodation, such as dormitories and the food we provided? Yeah, you can tell something to us.
Yeah, they are trying their best. As we know that nobody is perfect, something will miss, and we are with the 3 positions, Loba, the Samoa, and whatever we are getting, we are still not fulfilled. Oh, if this happens, more. So, but as much as my view, all the staff from dormitories are very kind, and if we have some problem, they will just come at the same time, and then try to help their best. And food also. For monks, obviously, there are offerings, and then especially for us, then it's good.
Do
we
you
are
get
enjoying.
do you get used to Thai food now?
Yeah, Indian and Nepalese also like to eat spicy, so it's not problem for me to just have a Thai food here.
I see.
So among the two of you, who study first, who is senior?
So yeah,
But it will take time, you know. So you?
Yeah, he's the
Yes.
senior.
Unsuk Gaji Lama,
yeah.
Yes.
right? We both Tenzin Nochi.
Yes. I'm the junior.
Why are you so slow? You know,
Because
studying
I-
from your background, you have many things in common. So when the time off decided to study to here, you know, why don't you? What happens at that time? Why don't you invite him at that time, at that year? that
No,
you come
actually, a monastery is very near,
But
but
we don't know
each other. When I come here, I know him here in Thailand.
When you were there, you
Okay.
didn't know each other.
Yeah, actually, we don't know.
because my monastery is also very big, and his monastery is also very big. Like my monastery, we have 6,000 students.
to 6,000
Yes,
students
students in my
inside
monastery. Yes.
Your
Yeah.
monastery.
So we have a junior school, and after that, after you pass the junior high school, then we have some 3 years gaps before we enter in university.
Is it,
We
is it
have-
compulsory that
Yes.
everybody has to do the 3 years gap?
Yeah, because we have to just in these 3 year gaps, we have to just learn about our tradition, like ritual dance, making a ritual cakes. Like we have so many things to
Yeah, rituals.
explore
Like
first.
explore. Like if you see, we have when we have doing rituals like puja, then we have so many things to instrument to do.
So,
So we have to
say the
learn at
mudras,
that time.
so many. The
Now I'm
hand
confused.
signs,
Now I'm confused about your monastery. Talk about the monastery in Thailand. The capacity it's like 200 and 300. That that is the biggest temple or monastery in Thailand.
Yeah.
But what happens in the countries where you come from? Why the number of the member of the monastic is that much? Or you combine monastery and university and schools in one place?
Yeah. So in
Right?
the Tibetan traditions, like for the education for monk, monastery have like a temple, and monastery itself have a school and
You enlighten me
universities.
now.
Yeah.
I see,
Yeah.
I see.
And for like I'm from Nyingmapa traditions, and my
Nyingmapa.
so my tradition, like my university is like Harvard University for my tradition. It's like a best university for Nyingmapa tradition.
Really?
Oh, I see.
Interesting.
I
Can
see.
compare to equivalents to the Harvard University.
Yeah.
That's true. So
Wow.
same thing.
How about you? I let you sell your monastery.
Yeah, it's a Nyingma tradition. Actually, in Buddhist, in Tibetan, the Buddhists they have a 4 sects. So for me, Gelugpa tradition. So
Can you come again? Sorry.
Gelugpa.
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 Yeah,
Nyingmapa. Gelugpa.
Gelugpa
Yeah,
tradition,
okay.
and for Gelugpa tradition, there's 4 main centers. For my
4 main centers.
no, sorry, 3 main centers
Three
there.
main centers.
3 main centers there. For my monastery, it's like a Sera monastery.
Yeah.
So in my monastery, there's 2 sects, Sera and Me. So total maybe around 5,000 around there.
5,000 students.
Sia monks,
Sia
and
monks.
together like a novice together. In my sect, the Sera we have school, secondary school, almost 600 novice there, and then university. After finishing the secondary schools, in the secondary school is like a modern secondary school. They're teaching all the language and everything, modern science, everything's there, like a modern secondary school. After finishing modern secondary school,
Yeah.
then they need to join the university. So for the university, we have to finish the let's say like a equivalent of PhD.
Yeah.
It takes almost 20 years.
20 years.
Yeah,
That's a
Yeah.
very long time.
that's very long time. So that's
But
very long time.
so at your place, there's no compulsory about the gaps, 3-year gaps like his university.
No. For them, actually, they have to learn all those rituals and everything. But for my monastery, after finishing the secondary school, or the people who come from Tibet, they can directly join university. So it takes more than to finish the PhD, equivalent of PhD. We say Geshil Haramba. To finish that study, it will take more than 20 years.
More than 20 years to
Yeah.
complete
Yeah.
PhD.
What kind of study? I would call that a lifetime study.
Yes, like
Yeah.
actually, in the this is a traditional study. It was
Yeah,
in
traditional
Tibet.
studies, yeah.
Normally, the monk they used to stay in the monastery, so like the whole life they have to study, practice everything like this. So the same thing when we come to India refuge, we adapt same tradition in India, same learning the tradition or learning the procedure, same. So actually we are starting same Tripitaka. So at the beginning, the level and everything which include in Tripitaka.
But
Yeah.
even we are like different traditions,
Yeah.
but our like root studies was similar as the Nalanda universities, which was like world second or oldest university in Bihar. So our monastic education is like same similarities
Similar
as Nalanda
regulations.
University.
Yeah. And before you came to MCU, what was your expectation? And did it meet your expectation when you came here?
Yeah, to be frank, I have like it's an international program, and I'm going to explore many academic things. Maybe somehow it match. As I say, I'm also a monk, but I have also a low dosa moha. How much I get, I am not satisfied.
Me either.
Yeah, but yeah, the best thing as IBSC, my faculty is trying to do as their best, and like I'm very lucky to have a supervisor here in front of me.
Lucky you.
Yeah, our assistant professor Sanu, and so he always there for me if I have some trouble to do like academic, because as I told that we are not from the academic background.
Yeah.
We even don't know how to write presentations and how to write thesis and how to do footnotes and all. So it's like totally new and hard, but because of his kindness and his guidance, so I'm not learning, and within maybe it's like 1.5 years, I can say now I know everything because of
I
his
see.
guidance.
Wonderful.
How about you, Tenzin Roji?
Yeah.
What is your perspective towards your supervisor?
Actually, it's same to me. Actually,
Same
my
to you?
supervisor is Ajahn Sanu.
Are
so-
you agree with him or
Yeah.
disagree? You can. So,
Actually, still right now I'm doing writing my thesis. So yeah, this is totally new thing for
Yeah.
us. You know, in my monastery, like a traditional way. So we don't have this kind of writing thesis and all these
Yeah.
things. So
You don't write much.
Yeah. So when we come here, so we have to write thesis and the assignments, all these things. So it's totally new thing for us. So still, I got many information from here. How to write thesis and all these things, but I'm not really sure. I think like him because he's my senior.
And he's also still in classwork. So I already finished my classwork.
Yeah.
I'm doing research, so I know more. But I know he will learn so fast because he's one of the smartest students.
well, our talk is on the climax now, but still I have a lot of interesting questions to ask.
Yeah.
But the pity is that the time is up now. But anyway, we may ask you again to join us on the next tape, and I'm sure that
Yeah.
we will solve all the problems and the questions that we need to ask. One of the questions that I will ask you on the next tape is about your research topic. This is so important.
Yes, yes.
Without this MA thesis, then you never get the graduation.
Yes, you're
right.
right.
So at this time, we would like to thank you, the two
Yeah.
of you, for being here with
For
us.
joining
The
us
first
here
one,
today.
Venerable Punsuk Dorji Lama from Nepal,
Yeah.
from Ningmapa tradition.
Yes.
ขอบคุณมากนะครับ
Yes, and the second one, Venerable Tenchin Dorji.
From
Thank you very
Tibet.
much from Tibet.
From Gelugpa tradition.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much for being here with us. And right now, in our third session today, on the occasion of UNESCO has approved it, the celebration of the 150th birthday anniversary of Phra Ajahn Man Puripatto on 20th January 2020, and proclaimed him to be the great person in the field of the peace. So in order to qualify the gratitude of Phra Ajahn Man Puripatto toward Thais and the world society, coming up next, we will have to listen to the interview with the most venerable Professor Dr. Phra Promma Bandit. He is a member of Sangha Supreme Council, acting Central Sangha Supreme Primate, and President of International Council for UN Day of Vesak. And of course, he was our former rector of MCU. So please have a listen together.
Yes, please have a look together. Welcome to MCU This Week program in English, which is our new program to MCU TV broadcast television, Mahachulalongkorn Rajvidyalaya University.
It's me, Assistant Professor Dr. Sanu Mahathanadun.
And I'm Dr. Nat Napang Phophaijit.
We will report news in English relating to Thai monk education and general educational news, together with discussion with MCU administrators and lecturers.
We will see you soon.
We will see you soon.
Friends in the Dhamma, I am very pleased to be a part of this conference talking about peace and sustainability. This conference is organized to honor our great master of meditation, known as Luang Pu Man in Thailand. UNESCO has given due recognition to Luang Pu Man. He has been recognized by the UNESCO as one of the great personalities in the world. It is an occasion of celebration of his 150th birth anniversary, and we join the Buddhists in Thailand and all over the world to honor him and to think about his contribution to peace and prosperity. When we talk of meditation, we think about peace education, to train people in culture of peace, not in culture of war or conflict. meditation is the foundation of peace education. หลวงปู่มั่น as the great master of meditation has given a great contribution in this area. When we talk of peace in Buddhism, we think of the term santi. Peace or santi has both positive and negative meaning. In a positive sense, santi or peace means the presence of harmony, unity, and freedom. In a negative sense of the term, peace means the absence of war and conflict. So we have to understand the meaning of peace into areas. In Buddhism, we pay attention to both positive and negative sense of the term. More than that, there are layers of peace in Buddhism. Peace starts with our mind. As the Buddha said, Natti Santi Parang Sukhang. There is no higher happiness than peace. That is, peace is the greatest happiness. And in this Buddhist proverb, peace means peace of mind, peace in our mind. And this peace of mind or inner peace is the foundation of outer peace. That is Pahira Santi, peace in society, peace in the world. As the Buddha once said, Sukha Sanghassa Samakhi, unity of the groups is conducive to peace. So there are two layers of peace: peace of mind, mental peace, and peace in the society, peace in the world. That is social peace and world peace. The Buddhist strategy is to begin with our mind, to train our mind to be in peace. Then we analyze the structure of mind or analysis of mind. We discover that in our mind there are two kinds of qualities, or there are two kinds of component in our mind: good component and bad component. We call cetasika, that is mental factors. The root cause of suffering and war and conflict come from three elements or factors in our mind, that is known as lobha, greed, dosa, anger, and moha, delusion or ignorance. War or conflict stem from these three root causes of evil: greed, hatred, and ignorance. We try to purify our mind of these three roots of evil. That is, to purify our mind of greed, hatred, and delusion. How to purify the mind, or even to tame down the three elements which are the roots of conflict and war? That is by meditation. Meditation in Buddhism is kammathana or bhavana. There are two kinds of bhavana: samatha bhavana, concentration meditation, and vipassana bhavana, insight meditation. The aim of samatha bhavana is to calm down our mind, to pacify our mind. That is, to bring great hatred, greed, and delusion under control. And on the ground of that development or control, we develop qualities of mind. We develop the quality of loving kindness in place of anger, metta, and compassion, karuna, to replace the anger with loving kindness, metta, compassion, karuna. to develop these elements or qualities in our mind so that we can live in peace with people. When we develop by samatha bhavana or concentration meditation, people's mind is full of loving kindness and compassion and other kind of qualities of mind. หลวงปู่มั่น teach or taught meditation in the field of samatha bhavana or concentration meditation at the starting point so that we can develop good qualities of mind. And then he encouraged people to further practice Buddhist meditation that is known as vipassana or insight meditation. Insight meditation aims at developing mindfulness, sati, so much that you can be aware of your emotion that cardinal, very important in your mind. So when you are aware of your emotion, you become emotional intelligent. You can manage your own feeling, your own emotion, and at the same time, you can get rid of ego, self or ego, which is the delusion. Actually, our mind is empty of ego at its natural basis, but we create our selfhood, and because of this clinking upon ourselves, we have ignorance, and because of the ignorance of our ego, we have attachment to things, and because of attachment, upadana, we have war and conflict. We cannot care for other people. So insight meditation develop wisdom. Wisdom means to see connection among things in the world. Dependent origination, paticca samuppada, is the object of our wisdom because we can see the true nature of relationship of everything in the world. When we have this kind of insight into relationship of everything, we see the world as one. As one. There is no separation. There is no discrimination between I, ego, and other people. We are one. We can live in peace with other people. We love and cherish our nature. Because of our development of mental qualities, loving kindness, compassion, and wisdom, we embrace the whole world to be one with the world. Meditation is a foundation of peaceful coexistence, starting from our mind. From pure mind, we can live in peace with other people, live in peace with nature. We do not kill even animals. We not destroy the natural environment. That's why meditation, which bring peace to the world, is the foundation of sustainable development. What is sustainable development? United Nations call upon the whole world to achieve SDG, Sustainable Development Goals, in the year 2030. The United Nations set up 17 goals to be achieved by that year. These 17 goals, if you summarize, you can find just 3 categories of them. Number 1 is social development. For example, development of education, peace, that belong to social development. The second one is economic development, that for economic prosperity. And number 3 is protection and preservation of environment. So the SDG can be called by 3 P's. 3 P's. Number 1 is peace. Number 2 is prosperity. And number 3 is planet. If you aim to achieve sustainable development, it means first you have to achieve peace in society. Number 2 is economic prosperity. And number 3, to preserve our planet for our young coming generation. If we look upon the 3 P's, it begins with peace. Without peace, in society, you cannot have economic prosperity. And because you have no peace of mind, you destroy our natural environment because of your greed, because of your ignorance. You see, mental peace is the foundation of sustainable development. Because of meditation, you purify your mind of greed, hatred, and ignorance. You see the world as one, and you share your prosperity with other human beings. And because of your care, because of your compassion, you bring social peace or peace in society and live in peace with nature. This strategy in Buddhism seems to begin with our mind training or mental training. So peace begins with our mental development. Development in bhavana, that is meditation or kammadhana. Buddhist strategy which begin with training of our mind is very similar to UNESCO strategy. If you look into UNESCO preamble, you will find a very interesting statement. It said that since war begin, I quote, since wars begin in the minds of men, it is in the minds of men that the defense of peace must be constructed. You see, UNESCO accept that war begins from the mind. From the Buddhist analysis, war begins from the mind which is full of greed, hatred, and ignorance. If you want to make a defense of peace, you have to begin with purity of mind. The mind which is purified out of greed, hatred, and ignorance. How to purify the mind? By meditation practice. Buddhist meditation practice, samatha, concentration meditation, and inside meditation as taught by our meditation master, Luang Pu Man. That's why UNESCO recognize his contribution to peace education by means of preaching meditation. Our Luang Pu Man has been recognized as one of the great personalities in the world because of his great contribution to the world. We have to follow his footsteps by preaching meditation for the sake of world peace. I wish the success of this conference.
Yes, and that was an interview of Brahma Bandit, the member of Sangha Supreme Council, acting Central Sangha Supreme Primate, President of International Council for the UN Day of Vesak, and a former rector of MCU, on the resolution to certify the 150th peace anniversary of Phra Ajahn Man Puritatto, who was honored and recognized as an important figure in promoting world peace by the UNESCO.
That is so spectacular. This activity definitely promote and encourage the people to give respect, to give full respect to the great one who already achieved to the highest goal of that of his life. I mean, Ajahn Man Puritatto for the case.
Yes.
And I'm afraid that it's time to say goodbye. The time is up right now. For I, Assistant Professor Dr. Sanu Mahathanadun,
and I'm Dr. Nanapang Popaichit,
with the MCU This Week team, have to take a leave for now. Thank you for watching and see you on next time.
See you next time.
สวัสดีครับ
สวัสดีค่ะ
มหาสุราเป็นศีสง่า